look really good on the outside, but when you take a look on the inside, it looks like a disaster. And I don't want to be the person where I've got my toe cut off, then my ankle, and then my knee, and then I've got dialysis ports, and I've had 3 heart attacks, and I end up with walkers, wheelchairs, crutches, and canes because of my own behavior.
Well, the fascinating thing about the methylene blue is, and again, there's a lot of different ways to take it. People didn't know that there's the liquids, you take the blue dye, and if you don't drink it down fast, it'll turn your
It's
tongue
going to color
blue.
your tongue.
Absolutely it will. I've had that happen before.
And people are going to think that you have a disease. One of the most common signs of nutrient deficiency is, of course, going to be brittle hair and brittle nails. The body does not have to have hair. So it's going to take the nutrients that are needed and put them in other places.
Let's go. Do your friends make fun of you for being healthy? I know that's happened to us a time or two. But really, how are we supposed to respond? In anger? Or not in anger? And let them walk around in shame? What are we supposed to do with all that? We're going to talk about that right now under this idea of, just living a healthy life and what other people think about it.
Well, you and I can walk into a room and everybody's going to hustle their sugar and their sweet treats and their pizzas and their cakes and their pies under the table and say, hey, don't look at what I'm doing. And little do they know, I have no judgment on what they're doing. What I'm concerned about is what I'm doing and what my long-term longevity is going to be. And being a clinical practitioner for 24, going on 25 years, I've seen all of the harm that comes from not taking good care of what's going on the inside. You can see what's on the outside. People can look really good on the outside, but when you take a look on the inside, it looks like a disaster. And I don't want to be the person where I've got my toe cut off, then my ankle, and then my knee, and then I've got dialysis ports, and I've had 3 heart attacks, and I end up with walkers, wheelchairs, crutches, and canes because of my own behavior. So I know for myself, it doesn't matter what somebody else is doing. It's my choice to make choices for myself and how I want my body to function.
It's all of our choices. Health doesn't begin with what the clinician tells you to do or what your practitioner or what your pastor tells you to do or your trainer. It begins on what you decide to do in your own life. And, you still got that choice. That's the beauty of this great nation. We have the ability to, have a fast food or have a salad. We have the ability to go out to eat or eat at home. We do, and that's wonderful. But we have had this experience. I remember a time years ago, you probably know where I'm going with this. There's just a really cool couple that we know in a different state, and there for a while, we would go out there and we would always get a hold of them, and they would always want to have dinner with us. And that went on for like 4 years straight. And folks, this has been, no kidding, this has been probably 8 years ago that this event happened. True story. And so we're sitting there at this place we always go, and I like the place, and I always get their kale salad. And I think you had the same thing, and it's got this nice cut of some salmon on it. It's terrific, man. They've got just a nice little, vibe to the plate, right? So I get that every time. You get that every time. And we started the dinner, and we just got into we got into the first bite, and it was the man and the woman. The lady chimes in with this conversation. I'm paraphrasing. She says, I feel so guilty when I'm around you guys.
I even remember that.
And I'm like,
it's like, what?
Look at each other. Why would
I
you
make
do
you
that?
feel guilty?
We don't.
I can't make you feel anyway.
Why is that? And well, because you eat that way and I eat this way. And of course we were like kind and, well, you don't mind. We love you and we're just glad to be with you, and just kind of went on. But that was 8 years ago. And we haven't been invited to dinner since with them. And that's a true story. But you're not kidding about we go to a lot of events when we go to the green room, these preparatory places where people are like, getting ready to speak and stuff like that. And it's garbage food. I mean, straight up, it's just terrible. And we'll walk in just to say hello, and people will put the plates under the table or be eating a bite of cake and stop.
Stop
mid-bite or
mid-sentence.
something. They'll say things like, "You caught me." I'm like, "I'm
I
not
didn't
looking to
mean to.
catch you. I don't care what you do." But we have dealt with that, and it really is a real deal. And people need to know, if you make the changes, you won't be accepted into the culture because the culture doesn't really want to be changed.
And as a competitive athlete, through the years and through time, in certain seasons, we used to call it a cheat meal. We'd have a day a week where we would, have a cheat meal. If you are a competitive athlete, you eat in a certain way. You've been brought up to eat in a certain way so you can optimize your sport. And instead of calling it a cheat meal now, if
Yeah.
you and I go out and we decide to have, let's say we decide to have a piece of cheesecake because it's a birthday or an anniversary, or a waiter wants to bless us with something that is the best on their menu, we will absolutely make it a choice to have a piece or a bite of that. But it's not a habit for us.
No.
And there's no guilt. Cheating brings shame and all these other things along with it. So the language that we use around what we're choosing to sit and enjoy matters. So yes, of course, every now and then we decide to have a choice meal.
Well, I mean, you have a choice too. You can eat healthy or not, but you just need to be prepared. And remember, somebody else's pain is what is speaking when they might shame you. It is not anything you've done wrong. It's what they're feeling inside. And don't let their feelings guide your choices. Let your choices guide your influence, and let your influence be an example for other people to see. So there you go. Hope that helps. Did you know there's a banned substance in Europe which may be a key to longevity?
We're going to teach you how you can add longevity to your years, coming up next.
I don't know about you, but I have to have that cup of coffee in the morning. And Kingdom Coffee is mold-free, it is pesticide-free, and it is organic. It's got this flavor that is delicious. You don't even have to put cream or sweetener in it.
And it's Kingdom Cup with a K,
K.
right? So this is important. 50% of all coffee at least contains mold. And this is a key thing. That's in bean form, right? So you're going to be a little grinder. They're just a few bucks. Grind it up, put it in your maker, and make it. Why did we go with the bean form, the whole bean? Because ultimately the powder form is the one that gathers the most moisture. And that means the more potential mold development. So this is actually organic, mold-free, certified. It's got a little certificate with it. That's important because ultimately people drink coffee. It's cultural. And so we tried to meet the culture where it is and create a healthy alternative. Now we have it. Kingdom Crunch.
It's important to start breakfast off with a power-packed punch. You want a complete amino acid score, good protein. If you turn the label over and look at the back of the box, there is no added sugars in either one of these flavors, either peanut butter or acai bowl.
Peanut butter has 11 grams of high-quality protein. Acai bowl has 8. Peanut butter has 11 grams of carbohydrate, acai bowl 12, and both of them have good solid fat content at 6 grams. Very filling, very healthy.
You will be fueling yourself with high quality fuel, starting off the day right. You can even use Kingdom Crunch as a snack in the middle of the day if you just have a craving and you want to eat something that is good for you, it has a crunch, and doesn't have a lot of calories.
There you go. Diabetic friendly, keto friendly, paleo friendly, Kingdom Crunch, and
Child friendly. Hey friends, you already know the answer to this, but we'll ask you anyway. If you stay away from your favorite junk food for a month and then go back to supersizing it, Will your health improve?
Well, that's the thing about change. To change, we have to be as consistent as possible.
And when we go back to an old habit, it's not the end of the world. We just get back at the new habit.
Before you know it, real transformation is evident to you and others.
That's why we offer a bunch of helpful bonuses when you subscribe to Kingdom Fuel.
Kingdom Fuel is our complete nutritional meal shake.
It's the simple start to a transformed life, and we'll auto ship every month so you don't run out.
You'll receive 2 free shaker cups, free access to our video courses, and a monthly call with us filled with practical inspiration.
Just see the link below or on your screen and subscribe today.
As you well know, with this health and longevity push, everyone's looking for the magic bullet or magic pill. However, what we are looking for is truth. There have been substances that have been banned that have been shown to actually improve longevity. And we're going to give you this secret biohack today. We're going to talk about a substance called methylene blue.
Methylene blue's been around for a while. You know, it was actually a dye that was used to treat malaria, of all things. But for some reason, I think it was probably still classified a dye. It's not really a drug or a supplement in Europe. It's banned there. But in America, it's really still used, and a lot of the biohackers, longevity experts are now using it right now. And I think a lot of people really need to understand there's some benefits to this that are pretty profound.
There are a lot of benefits. One of the benefits is that it is actually an electron donor, which means it can bypass certain processes inside the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, which essentially at the end of the day is responsible for making energy.
Well, the fascinating thing about the methylene blue is, and again, there's a lot of different ways to take it. People didn't know there's the liquids, you know, you take the blue dye, and if you don't drink it down fast, it'll turn your
It's
tongue
going to color
blue.
your tongue.
Absolutely, it will. You know, I've had that happen before.
And people are going to think that you have a disease.
But that dose is not really high enough that we've seen to really do much. So we've seen you got to get up there to 15 or 20 milligrams to
At
actually
least.
do that. And this is going to sound strange, but people need to know this. When you get enough in your system, it'll eventually get metabolized enough to turn your urine slightly blue. And when it gets to that, you probably reach the threshold where it's going to be effective.
Well, the interesting thing, other things that methylene blue does help besides producing energy in the mitochondria, has been shown to decrease the recurrence of urinary tract infections. So it does have some tendency to be an antibacterial.
Mm-hmm.
When you, of course, have better production of ATP, it does clear up a little bit of that stuff called brain fog, because where is most of the mitochondria in the body? It's in the brain.
That's
It's in
right.
brain tissue. And then, of course, following the brain tissue, it is in cardiac tissue. So we're going to get better exercise recovery with the use of methylene blue.
People are wondering, do we take methylene blue? The answer is yes, we do, actually. I've been personally taking about 20 to 50 milligrams 4 to 5 times a week. But there are people that take double that, maybe 20, 30, 40 milligrams twice a day all week long. Now, I don't know the difference really as far as the efficacy or when you might do it, but we have seen a little bit of the long haul COVID be remedied by inclusion of methylene blue in the protocol.
That is absolutely true. Of course, we couple that with a few other things as well. We put molecular hydrogen with it, we put a little red light with it, and then, of course, we put methylene blue with it. One of the contraindications, of course, for methylene blue is if a person is on an antidepressant, a serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Usually, methylene blue is, of course, very safe because it takes a lot of methylene blue in combination with an antidepressant to actually come down with serotonin syndrome. So it is something that you want to have a conversation with your doctor before you go after all these other great biohacks that methylene blue could potentially provide, which is enhanced brain function, energy production, recovery, decreased bacterial infections. Like you said, the improvement of these long haul syndromes, not just COVID, but I've seen it help in mold illness. I've seen it help in chronic fatigue from Epstein-Barr. with the use of this little blue substance.
You know, you say little blue pill, people are out there thinking it's
I was
Viagra.
careful.
No,
I was
it's not
careful.
Viagra. No, it's methylene blue. The thing that really is cool about it, I think, that is people, it does work. But I actually have people say, should I take it? And I'm like, well, yes, but I always have this but/caveat with it. No therapy, no protocol, no pill will override the standard of the
That's
effects
true.
of the standard
That's
American
absolutely
diet.
true.
So don't think that you can take methylene blue and override, perpetual consumption of pizza and drinking sodas, because it's not going to work. So just kind of think your way through that. But it is a good nutrient. It is beneficial. And, banned in Europe or not, it's something that we include in our protocol.
We do, in fact, not just include it in a protocol. We actually test a specific test, which is looking at the metabolome, what's on top of the genetics. If something is toxic in a certain system, we add methylene blue to it, come back, check it 4 months later, 4 to 6 months later, and guess what? Things turn around. So it can be used as a longevity aid. We can't say anti-aging, right?
No.
But we sure can improve longevity.
So there you go. A banned substance in Europe, but a good substance for you. Try a little methylene blue to improve your longevity.
Your body can indicate vitamin deficiencies by how it looks.
You don't want to miss it.
If you're suffering from fatigue, if you know you got toxic overload because you're bringing in stuff that's actually inflammatory and toxic, it is time to get some answers. It's time to turn things around. It's time to get your body in a place where it can function again, because toxic buildup can and does and will kill you.
Kingdom Detox and Kingdom Detox packets.
In those are the supporting nutrients, the supporting micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, and amino acids that support all the functions of a whole Kingdom Detox. It also has Kingdom Fuel with it, so you can do a whole 2-week detox process with the detox packs, or you can just take the detox packs. Either way is fine, but it's going to support that process.
So the body's completely nourished. It gets a little bit of rest because it's not having to over digest, so to speak, and it gets the right nutrients that support those phases.
So we got to get the toxins out and let your body function well again. And that's why the Kingdom Detox process works.
Hey friends, you already know the answer to this, but we'll ask you anyway. If you stay away from your favorite junk food for a month and then go back to supersizing it, will your health improve?
Well, that's the thing about change. To change, we have to be as consistent as possible.
And when we go back to an old habit, it's not the end of the world. We just get back at the new habit.
Before you know it, real transformation is evident to you and others.
That's why we offer a bunch of helpful bonuses when you subscribe to Kingdom Fuel.
Kingdom Fuel is our complete nutritional meal shake.
It's the simple start to a transformed life, and we'll auto ship every month so you don't run out.
You'll receive 2 free shaker cups, free access to our video courses, and a monthly call with us filled with practical inspiration.
Just see the link below or on your screen and subscribe today.
Kingdom Candy with a K again. 2 flavors. We got salted
Delicious.
caramel and peanut butter. These are great. I mean, they're
kind of like a complete meal.
yeah, they're 200 calories. People want to know that all the time, and not that we're worried about calories, but these things have great ingredients. They're not sweetened with sugars. They don't have those false sugars or fake sugars, artificial
They've got
sugars.
fiber in them.
They do. It's interesting. Salted caramel crunch is our newest flavor. We'll come up with some other stuff at some point, but those can bridge the gap of that sweet tooth craving. They're sweetened with monk fruit. That's really, if you know what that is, it's not going to raise blood sugar.
It's really only 2 grams of sugar. I refer to it as the sweet without the cheat.
Any of these things out here are designed to be money-saving, nutrition-giving, and life-enhancing. And this is a big deal. So you'll find out, like thousands of other people did, that these things will help you live healthy longer.
Can a shake transform your life?
Well, if it helps you invest in your health on a daily basis, the answer is
Yes!
consistency is key. And there's not a better, simpler way to begin your change.
That's why we offer a bunch of helpful bonuses when you subscribe to Kingdom Fuel.
Kingdom Fuel is our complete nutritional meal shake.
It's the simple start to a transformed life.
We'll auto ship every month so you don't run out.
You'll receive 2 free shaker cups, free access to our video courses, and a
The supplement industry is tens of billions of dollars and growing all the time. You can't scroll in Facebook or really look at any app anywhere and not see vitamins, supplements, advertising. And once you open up that thing and show any interest at all, you know how it is. They somehow contract you through the mystery of Facebook and digital marketing. The bottom line is there are some signs and symptoms that you should be aware of that indicate some vitamin and or mineral deficiencies. We're going to talk about some of those today.
One of the most common signs of nutrient deficiency is, of course, going to be brittle hair and brittle nails. The body does not have to have hair, so it's going to take the nutrients that are needed and put them in other places, like your heart, like your liver, like your lungs, and your hair may become brittle and thin, and your nails may become the same. Well, how do we fix that? Perhaps doing things like Kingdom Collagen. Kingdom Collagen is a complete protein that helps stabilize the hair follicles and the strength of the hair, skin, nails, bone, and connective tissue. Also, biotin. Biotin is another extremely important thing for hair health. Omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids help that hair grow as well as they help cellular health. They're incorporated into cell membranes, including the cell membranes of the brain. So if we become deficient in these things, protein, biotin, omega-3s, our hair and nails are going to become brittle.
Well, it's fascinating because you can sometimes see it with canker sores, can't you? You know, so you'll have that and you're looking at a folate or B vitamin deficiency. And that's not an uncommon thing. We've seen that, haven't we?
Yeah, sometimes it's iron deficiency or even zinc. They get what's called a xerostomia at the edges of the mouth. And that can indicate that there is a vitamin deficiency.
And you can talk about like restless leg syndrome. That's another one that many people have and experience. And you're looking at iron perhaps, and maybe even some magnesium. We've seen that be a big benefit for those folks.
We certainly have, and oftentimes it's not just measuring serum iron concentrations, it's looking at the ferritin levels to make sure the iron stores are adequate. When that iron store gets below 20, oftentimes the thyroid function is not appropriate, or the absorption of thyroid does not work quite right. So looking at those levels is also very important. Another sign that might be indicative of vitamin deficiency is this thing called bleeding gums. The gums, if they're bleeding, need some special attention.
Yeah, and you can look at things like that, like vitamin C and things of that nature too, because, vitamin C is interesting because we don't make that. We have to have it. We have to take it. We don't make it. And animals do, but we don't. So we have to have this in it. And, food's got a lot of it in it. You can eat a banana. It's got a lot in it. We tend to think about bananas being potassium, but it actually is good in C too. And an apple has good vitamin C as well. And it has probably as much there as it does in an orange. But we have to have vitamin C in situations like that. And vitamin C is also a precursor to collagen, as well as helping our immune system and antioxidant systems.
It most certainly is. And if you have delayed wound healing, that can also be a sign of vitamin deficiency. Vitamin C, amino acids. Remember, amino acids or proteins are the building blocks of life. And if we become protein deficient, we may have slow wound healing and delayed tissue healing, including connective tissue, ligaments, tendons, and even bone repair.
Interesting. You mentioned like depression or blue mood or something like that. Or, D. Vitamin D is critical. It's really not a vitamin. It's classified that way, but it actually is a hormone in many ways because it helps build bone. So even when we're talking osteoporosis or osteopenia, you could be a D vitamin deficiency. D is tied to depression. Interestingly enough, so we need D. Sometimes we talk about even amino acids because amino acids construct these neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which will keep you from being depressed. And so all this stuff can happen, and we'd be probably remiss if we didn't mention gut health. If you have poor gut health, you can take vitamins all day long or eat food all day long. You're probably not going to get good digestion and assimilation out of that. So there's a lot to this thing. You can many times just ask people questions or observe people without doing any labs, and you can see and hear vitamin deficiencies.
Yeah, another one is night blindness. Night blindness or vision troubles at night can be related to vitamin A. There are many individuals that genetically cannot convert beta carotene into active vitamin A, and their vitamin A levels can be low. And vitamin A can also be related to skin dysfunction as well, and dysfunction and dysregulation in the immune system.
You can check these things through a micronutrient test, can't you?
You most certainly can if you want to get on top of what you might be deficient in. A micronutrient test is going to test all of the nutrients from A to Z and give you an idea if your tank is running on empty.
So when you look at nutrients, not just vitamins, you're thinking about vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and fatty acids. We have to have all these things to create functionality in our body. Without those things being carried and assimilated in our body or at the cell level, the cells that sort of are connected to organ systems where those cells make, the systems don't work. So we see these vitamin deficiencies more and more and more today, specifically probably caused by the lack of nutritional intake we're having in our standard American diet. So we've got a supplement. People ask all the time, what do I need to take? Here you go. Good multivitamin mineral, omega-3, vitamin D, probably B, and probably magnesium. For all these questions and even the proper testing, you might want to come see us at Sherwood.tv.
Hey friends, you already know the answer to this, but we'll ask you anyway. If you stay away from your favorite junk food for a month and then go back to supersizing it, will your health improve?
Well, that's the thing about change. To change, we have to be as consistent as possible.
And when we go back to an old habit, it's not the end of the world. We just get back at the new habit.
Before you know it, real transformation is evident to you and others.
That's why we offer a bunch of helpful bonuses when you subscribe to Kingdom Fuel.
Kingdom Fuel is our complete nutritional meal shake.
It's the simple start to a transformed life, and we'll auto ship every month so you don't run out.
You'll receive 2 free shaker cups, free access to our video courses, and a monthly call with us filled with practical inspiration.
Just see the link below or on your screen and subscribe today.
Kingdom Candy with a K again. 2 flavors. We got salted caramel and
Delicious.
peanut butter. These are great. I mean, they're
kind of like a complete meal.
yeah, they're 200 calories. People want to know that all the time, and not that we're worried about calories, but these things have great ingredients. They're not sweetened with sugars, and they don't have those false sugars or fake sugars, artificial
They've got
sugars.
fiber in them. It's really only 2 grams of sugar. I refer to it as the sweet
Huh.
without the cheat.
Let's go.